Hello, everybody. This is Frogman, and welcome back to Levitated. I wanted to apologize, I guess. It's kind of one of those things out of my control for the lack of an episode last week. We had a family emergency, of which I'd rather need not discuss at this point. If you want to keep up with things like that, please pay attention to the community tab on YouTube for stuff that's going to be coming up. We'll kind of converse that direction, either that or hang out on the Discord. Discord link is usually in the link below or attached to the video if you guys pay attention. Anyhow, we're okay. Things are good. We're going to kind of continue on, and we'll worry about how things are going to live IRL as time progresses. So we have been working on trying to get a few things done with advanced rocketry. So let's click the button in here, and we'll take a look at it. We're going to pretty much re-record the episode that I was trying to do on that last Monday, mainly because I really didn't get very far into it, and I think I have a better idea of what I want to do anyway. So advanced rocketry is going to require us to build a bunch of machines, which we've already done for the most part, and it's going to require us to build some more stuff that is going to allow us to go places. So I have no idea, if not looked, as to whether or not we're going to have to build all of the satellites and all of the things to try to find anything. I mean, there's no mention of satellite work here other than these in this little section right here. You'll need to collect some of the data for searching for new planets in the warp controller, and a couple of satellites will definitely help you out. So again, we're going to have to do all the fun stuff, all the wonderful things to try to get this thing going. Basically, the whole point is that this thing is we're getting towards the end of the pack as far as what we should be expecting to do to play here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a bunch of advanced rocketry stuff where we're going to go ahead and launch a rocket and then get into our space station. And then the space station will be able to warp around once we do a little bit of, basic research to find the end of where we should go. So supposedly, I'm guessing, at least with what they state here, that we should find a somewhat normal world to live in. So for those of you that don't know, yes, we can rebuild the overworld, but the overworld is not fancy or great. And it's also dark right now, so I do apologize. I mean, we could rebuild this whole area, but there is a thing, and it's normally up here. I can't. This pack has the, what is it? The weather mod in it. The tornado mod is as my son likes to call it, the tornado mod. And that's not cool. We're not gonna live in the overworld. We're not gonna deal with that mess. I've tried to not spend very much time here just because of that mess. So it's not something that's very fun, or, for that matter, interesting to me. So we're going to go ahead and search like intended to go do a few things. So let's go back. God, I hate that sound. I need to just shut it off. Anyhow, some of these other things that we can do. Today, what I want to do, I know I've prattled and rattled on like always for a couple of minutes here. We need to be able to get a couple of things done. So I think at this point, let's start working towards a few directions here. I do want to get to this and this today. I know it's going to be a while before we can do a space station thing, and we're going to have to do a bunch of stuff. What we need to worry about mainly is we need to get a rocket assembling machine going, we need to get the fueling station going, and we need to make fuel. So let's start from the back. Now, as noted, this is something that I had to spend a little bit of time until it's obviously noted on the actual tooltip for the thing. Advanced rocketry has its own rocket fuel. However, it is a recipe that I believe either the mod pack creator needs to choose, build, and or whatever, or use something that is available somewhere else. So as it states right there, all fueled up, use Ender IO rocket fuel to fuel your rockets. So we're going to start with the Ender IO process for making rocket fuel. So rocket fuel, these are actually, it's one of those things you can kind of play around with this. This stuff burns really, 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 really well in a combustion generator or compression dynamo. It's a lot of power and a lot of, a lot of RF and a lot of things and stuff. They make some pretty decent, where's it at? Yeah, 100,000 RF for a bucket. So that's pretty good considering. So in order to make rocket fuel is a two-part process, basically. We need to make Ender IO vats, and we need to supply them, at least the second step, with hooch, gunpowder, and redstone. The hooch is crafted, or how we're going to craft it, is going to be, where is it at? potatoes and sugar. Potatoes and sugar. Now, if it's kind of one of those things, we can kind of pause the video or we can do whatever. Potatoes and sugar. The reason why we're going to do potatoes and sugar is because we have a bunch of potatoes and sugar. We have a bunch of the stuff. Granted, yes, I could do wheat. We could grind wheat and put things in there. The potatoes and the sugar is a quick craft for our vats to do the work. Plus, we have piles of potatoes up there because we're feeding baked potatoes to those Gormalaeus, and and we're feeding them the Gormalaeus, and we're using originally we're using them for the creation of ethanol, I believe, in the process that supplied both of those two generators, which this whole system is now not doing a single thing. So did we get another one? Yeah, we got another one there, and that guy has yet to grow up. That is a librarian that we're still waiting on. Did he get out? Boy, I'm a genius. Get in there. Stay. I need to put some slabs or something on that. Anyhow, let's get out of here and let's start talking about the thing that we need to do. So I've already gone ahead because I kind of sort of somewhat recorded this part of this episode. Is I've crafted up a few of the products and I've got a few of the things going that we need to do. So we're going to build our rocket fuel production system right here, and considering basically because it's right where we need it to be. We're going to need a few things. We're going to need a tank. We're going to need an export bus. We're going to need a way to interface with the system that is taking care of the potatoes. And of course, the things that are in here in order to be able to actually do a few things. Now, granted, my inventory is an absolute mess. Wrong button. Put some of this stuff. I think that's about all I can put away. But yeah, there we go. And go away. Cool. Thank you. All right. So the basic process is going to be pretty simple. We're just going to peel stuff out of this interface over here, this system over here. We have a P2P tunnel with, I forget exactly how many channels, but we should only need about 4 or 5 right there, ready to go. And we're going to need to power both of these dudes. So we're going to go ahead and plop down something like this, I guess, right here, and get a couple of things going. So the first thing I'm going to do again is we're going to put a vat down and a vat down, and I'm going to tell this vat again, some of these may already be pre-configured because I did tear this apart. That's okay, no big deal. Output is going to go that way. We're going to also produce water on the top here and flip the button so that it pushes water into this tank. Now, we're going to have to add some stuff to this so that it can actually produce what it needs to produce and go on to do what it needs to do. So this one has the sugar in it. I don't know why that's in there, but we had these set up differently. So flush it and then void it. Thank you very much. Your configuration will be input on that side, I believe. We'll just do pull from that side, and then we're going to push from this side. I'm going to use a reinforced large drum at least. That way, if I need to, I can come grab that thing. Or what we may end up doing is using like an ender tank attached to that in case we get screwed up, because this is going to be kind of our portable fuel tank for the rest of our time playing this pack when we're messing around with these things. All right, and I guess at that point, we'll just plop a flux point down so that these guys get a little bit of RF power since we have plenty of it. So we are going to have to access at least the first one on, 3 or 4 or 5 sides. So we're going to need to be able to do a connector, and I think I'll do the connector on the side right there. And we'll just go ahead and build this up. Where's my cable? It's right there. We'll just go ahead and kind of make this decently presentable, even though it's just us and nobody cares. At least I don't care. All right, cool. And in the controller over here, since we now should have a new connector that is attached to the vat, I want to, let's see, we should be, oh crap, I'm going to have to figure out which ones of these are which. Extract, garden close, double click to highlight. Which one is it? Okay, that's up there. That's going to be the only problem, is finding out which ones of these are going to be those. So it's going to be that one. I know I built these in 2 separate sets. I just need to figure out which one of the extracts is going to be where, because I want to make sure we get potatoes. Actually, it doesn't think it mattered, does it? I just need to insert... Well, we're making baked potatoes right there, right? Yes, baked potatoes are being made in that. Which I think... Or we could just look for that one. That's the insert on there, so it's channel number 2. Channel number 2 can be inserted, create, insert, and just make sure it's that for now. And that should have put potatoes in here. Good deal. All right. So then the next step we need to do is we need to go ahead and do the exporting of the 2 things or the 3 things that we need from the ME system. So I should be able to just kind of do this, like there's a wall back here, and then that, and do this. You are going to need a crafting card. So you can get a crafting card and you teach it how to make sugar. And if I put that sugar in here, that should start making the stuff. Now, this is a kind of a long, drawn-out process, which is why I kind of want to get this going. It has to process all of this stuff and then dump it into something else. So we may end up actually making the bigger ones. How much was that? That was a bucket. Okay, cool. The next step... Again, the next step is we need to come over here and we need to put in the other 2 products that I'm looking for, which are gunpowder and redstone. And that's going to require a capacity card so that I can get that much. And those, nope, not that. And then that should put redstone and that kind of stuff in here. And those should, once that speeds up a little bit, once it figures out what's going on, that'll speed up and start stuffing lots and lots of stuff in there. But that should make a bucket of rocket fuel. And that is now in here. We now have a bucket of rocket fuel. Did I craft? I thought I did, and I probably left it down there. Let's go get a storage bus or a fluid storage bus. Storage. Fluid storage bus is what? An ME interface. I thought I set this down. Did we have the... I don't have that either. Let's go ahead and just I guess let's go ahead and program that in. So let's see. Fluid storage bus is going to be a fluid interface. Fluid interface. Thank you. And a storage bus is where? Come on, brain. There it is. You can see it. Done. Next, go. Put both of those away in here. I know we have this fluid storage terminals, and I know we can make the storage for the for everything else. I want that drum for a reason. I want to be able to, if I have to, teleport back here and then just grab that drum and do what we need to do to be able to make things happen. So if we have a rocket stuck somewhere, not that it's a big deal, but I really just do not want to have a rocket stuck anywhere. So we'll make those for the moment. And I guess I can put that in here for now. Not that it really matters. And those are going to take a couple of seconds because it's got to make that thing. Bloop, 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 bloop. Done. Back over here. Fluid storage bus. Thank you very much. Cool. Now, let's go put that up on that. Bong, 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 bong. And do this. And based on currently stored items, and I want to extract only. So that's how we're going to make rocket fuel. That's how we're going to do this. It's going to take it a little time to make a decent amount of rocket fuel, but if it ever fills that 4 million barrel up with stuff, will be great, because the rockets, I have no idea. I have no idea how this is all going to work. I'm used to launching rockets from the overworld, and I'm probably expecting us to have to launch rockets from the overworld. I wonder if I could actually make any of those better. So capacitor, I've got some leftover junk that I found through various things. What does that do? Global level 3, and this is a global level 3.6 or 3.1, so that's definitely better. That's this one. Yeah, and what's this one? Did I put the slow? I did. Do we have any better capacitors while I'm looking at it? I need to throw some of these away. Sag mill, combustion generator, what are you? Yeah, I guess I could actually make one that's better than that. So let's go ahead and have it make a capacitor for us. Octatic. Done. And that's a 3, so that's pretty cool. I don't know which process is faster, but we're definitely going to make that one a little faster. And then you can just go away. Is it looking good? Done? Bloop. I'm fine with this one being faster than that one. I don't want this sitting here, and it's already sitting here. Cool. All right, so we now have 18 buckets of rocket fuel that we can put in our rocket. So let's spend a little bit of the rest of the episode building the 2 or 3 machines that we can actually put that stuff to use with. So should be able to put those cards away. We shouldn't need them anymore. And I think everything in my box is done, yes, except for those. They can go in here. Good. Don't need you. Pick your box up. All right, so we need to do a rocket assembling machine and a fuel assembling machine or fueler thingy. Let's just kind of get our launch pad and our kind of stuff figured out. I have, like I said, I have no idea whether we can launch a rocket from the end or not, so we're going to find out. Rocket building machine should be something so simple as that. How much of that do we have? Oh yeah, we need to make concrete. Craft a bunch of that. We need a bunch of this. Crap. Why does it have to be like that? Why? Why? Buckets. Because I'm gonna need a bunch of. I'm gonna need a bunch for the. We're gonna need a bunch of that for everything else. So let's see. Is there any that's distilled water? I forgot. This is down here. This is one of those manual processes. I really need to automate. And then you guys can go in here. Go. And just gonna make a whole bunch of concrete. So because that stuff is going to be needed again for our launch pad, and I want a decent sized launch pad. So we'll make I don't know, a couple stacks maybe. Dang it. R, go. R, go. Cool. We'll do that for now. Couple of stacks of concrete. That'll help us do a few things. So the rocket assembling machine, which I need to go ahead and mark. So do that one. That one. That is going to require all of these pieces. We're going to need a user interface, titanium rods, titanium gears, and stuff. So titanium. Start, and circuit times 2 again, and a user interface. Go ahead, and then once all those are sorted, we can do that. What's really bad is I just made a whole bunch of lime green. And then I used it for other things. So go ahead, do this. Boof. There's a rocket assembling machine. Beautiful. All right. Now, I want a fueling station. So that should not take a whole lot of anything, kind of anything else. You need one of those, a user interface, and a steel fan. I think we set up steel fans. I did do it. Next, go. And a circuit board, one of those. Next, start. And that's going to, again, take a couple of seconds. That was pretty decently quick. So Let me stay in the interface. Plus, oh, whoop, 3 tin plates. 3 tin plates. 3. Done. And you. Wonderful. Awesome. Over with. Cool. So it's basically what this stuff does is this is the machine that builds your rocket. This is the machine that puts fuel in the rocket, and both of them need to go next to a launch pad once we get it done. So I think it's a gantry. What is it called? It has been a second. Where is it? That thing right there. Structure tower. Yeah, we'll do that many for now. Structure towers have to be the height or higher than the size of the rocket you plan on building. So let's go ahead and figure out how we want to do where we're going to do this mess. So I'll pick you up. And then we're going to have to kind of think about rockets. Do we have an open space anywhere on the top of this thing that we haven't utilized yet? Or am I going to have to build a new structure? What I could do. I can't build it over here because that's in the way. You know something I've never done? Made a rocket silo. Problem is I need a spot where there's applied energistics. Which is right there. Or right there. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a spot down here, and I'm going to have to find this stuff. Do we even have any more of this left? No, not really. I'm going to have to go make some. Give me a second. And done for now. We should be okay. Do I have anything to stick in this corner for the moment before we go nuts? Because the endies will spawn just as soon as I walk away from this platform. So I'll just make sure we stick some lamps, or lights, some torches down to try to keep that out of the way. So, all right. For right now, I think what we'll do is we'll build it right here, and if nothing else, I'll get bored and put it inside an enclosure. But we should have enough stuff now. This, excuse me, is this ready to go? All we need to do is do a few things. I need Launchpad, which is that. I knew I was forgetting something. Let's make a little bit of a Launchpad for us. So, Launchpad is going to be black and yellow, and a whole bunch of that. We don't have any of the yellow. Do I have a lot of yellow here? No. Again, I get to go run the thing. Oh, I love this machine. They're so simple and so usable even to now, which is just crazy. Give me all that stuff. Give me all this stuff. Thank you very much. And hit it one more time. Thank you. All right, nice. And we can unset those. And go. Cool. So quick amount of yellow dye or yellow stuff ready to go. Now we did make, what, several stacks of the concrete, so we're going to go ahead and make several stacks of the dye. So 1, 2, that should be 2 stacks of that. And the, where is the thing? The mortar and pestle once again. Go and go. Done. Now we got plenty of that stuff. And we should have plenty, or at least reasonably decent, of black dye. I can make a lot of this stuff. So we've got a bunch of black floor powder. So you and you and you make this to that. And we'll do this again. Thank you. So I know that's going to be way too much. We'll be okay at that point. That's all I wanted, was way too much. So let's run over here. And this can get out of the way. We're going to build the tower. Let's say we'll put the tower over on this side. So let's go ahead and make a whole bunch of this. I think it has to be square. Whoop. Excellent. I needed exactly that amount. Wonderful. And then we'll go ahead and build our structure tower right in the center of that somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, we're not going to build it in the center of it because it's not odd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I somehow managed to count that exactly right. Of course, I guess if you take 64 and you divide it by 8, what do you expect? I'm going to assume at this point this will work. So we're going to go to, I know I made way too many of these. I kind of tend to make a very tall, skinny rocket. So we'll do to about there, I think. And then let's go ahead and wire in this, which this I believe needs to be something like that. And then the fueling station, I will just place it next to it. Well, actually, let's put the fueling station closer to where the applied energistic system should be, which is going to be right there. And I believe, I'm not 100% certain, we should have a point somewhere already made. I know I built several. I don't have one. Beautiful. How much do you have to make? You already got one? All right, so we need the flux point. We need some of this applied energistics ME cable, and then that fluid export bus. Where is it at? I thought I made one of those. One of those right there, and a bucket, of which we should have a whole bunch of buckets now. How are we doing? Nice. Give me one of those. Ow. All right, so you and you are going to need power, so I think we'll just do this down and dirty kind of like this and like this, and check the power out. And I don't need to worry about that. They're not going to take a whole lot of power. The whole point is us building things here, and this has power, so all this is going to need now is fuel. And with this, do this with some cable. Where is it? It's going to be right here somewhere. Where's my axe? Because we have... That was almost perfect. I do have enough channels. I have enough Ooh. Hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's... Because I can come over instead of doing that. I guess I can come over instead of doing that. There we go. And then I need to retell that what it's supposed to do, and you can have that bucket of rocket fuel right there. Go ahead, empty it. Thank you. All right, so we are filling up. Yes, awesome. Cool. All right. So, with all that being said, the whole point now is we need to go ahead and figure out how to get some stuff done. What we'll have to do now is we're going to have to build a cargo rocket or a space station rocket, or whatever you want to call it, rocket, to send a space station into orbit. Now, we're going to find out whether this is going to work, because we're going to do it on camera in the next episode. And if we can't shoot rockets from here, that means we're going to have to build a rocket thing area in the overworld. I figure since technically this is looking at the dimensions, this is the only one that I think is a true dimension versus the other ones, because the nether is not a real dimension, and I may be completely wrong on that whole point. I have no idea. Again, I don't want to kind of waste too much everybody's time playing around, but we are going to find out. So let's go down here. We're going to go ahead and stop and say like this. We've got our launch pad, we've got our rocket assembling machine, and we've got our fueling machine. And next episode, we're going to build a rocket, and we're going to probably work on getting this thing going, which is to get a space station into orbit. Now, as far as I recall, before we leave out of here, we're fine. As far as I recall, we have to launch the satellites from our base location here. I don't think I can launch them from orbit on a space station. Do please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I will be doing a little bit of research on that because it's been several years since I've done the entirety of what this is. So anyhow, I want to say thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys understand the situation has made this one a little bit late, but hopefully from now on we'll be okay. So see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.